Welcome, Hot Rod City residents. If you're not a resident and you want to be, and you're just a guest, go down here on the left, my left, your right, and click the subscribe button. I'm out in the new upholstery shop. I mean, can I call it that, given the fact that I haven't done any upholstery in it yet? I don't really know. So, already today, I haven't, it's one of my short days. I got off night shift this morning. So, all my lights in here work since the last time I've showed you guys. I've got the bright ones on this side. And then I had this really cool sign that comes on with the lights over here. I picked this up yesterday. This freaking high dollar mahogany thing. It's a dry erase board with bulletin boards on the doors to help keep me track of my absent-mindedness. So I covered this up today as well, so that way all my heat's not going out there. Just finished it off with some 1x4 and put this piece of plywood up. I thought about getting fancy with the sheet metal, putting like the white metal up there as well, but I was like, I'm going to be handling that on a regular basis. I didn't want to cut myself. So the only two real big jobs out here left. Like, I mean, yeah, I plan to, build cabinets over here and something to replace whatever all this is. So I gotta go through and clean it out, throw it away, and so on and so forth. But I have to build a big work table. But I can't until I do address that. Water's coming in. I don't know if you can hear, it's freaking raining. So I'm going to address that a little on the quickie side. Basically, the way I figured I'm going to do this, I'm going to show you. I'm going to first run 2 courses of this 4-inch wide center block up on edge, so it's 8 inches. 2 rows of that will get me a 1/2 inch above the bottom of the door. That way when the door closes, it closes up against it, and I can put a seal there. And water stops running in. So, and then I'm going to run a soldier course across the front. That will be my bottom step. And then tomorrow, after all that's secured, I'm going to fill it with concrete. And a bunch of the broken block, because that way I don't have to use as much concrete. So, and then after that's cured, I'm going to run a second soldier course on the top as the top step. And then the following day, I'll fill that with concrete. So, I'm going to show you. Here's a before. So, this is where I'm at now. So, I've done about to here-ish, I guess. I don't know. The other day. I think it was yesterday, maybe? Day before? Can't remember. I think it was yesterday. So anyways, I had to go back out and get more mortar and all that. So I laid the back wall and put the little ties in it. Then I laid this soldier course of brick. So the actual block wall comes up like a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of the door. So that way the door like seals to it. So then I'm gonna let this go at least till tomorrow. Alright, so it's been like 2 days since I finished the border. I had to end up going into my regular day job yesterday because everybody caught the imaginary COVID. So I did the calculations to this on the website for concrete. So the depth for this, and the height, and the width, it didn't do, this is like 18 inches, so I had to do 2 foot. It didn't let me do it in increment of inches for width. So, 8 inches deep, 2 feet wide, and 6 foot long, told me 15 bags, 80 pound. 15 bags of 80 pound concrete. They didn't have 80 pound sitting outside of my local hardware store. They had 60s, and I wasn't going in, loading them on a cart just to unload them and put them on my truck of the 80s. So I said, screw it, backed up, loaded. It said, like I said, it said I would need 18 of these, so I got 20. And then my brain goes, hey, I cut all these extra little blocks down here, and plus the little half cuts from doing all this. I'll throw it down in the bottom, as you can see. So I'm, as you can tell, literally about halfway done with this, and that's 4 bags. So I'm like, I get another 4 bags in there, and then that's gonna leave me with 12 bags of concrete. And I mean, I still got to do the top step. I mean, technically I don't have to, but for aesthetic reasons, I'm going to. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this right. I started smoothing, making sure I was smooth. I'll keep on, and once I'll go ahead and mix the next 2, dump that in, then the next probably 2, dump that in. And I'll go ahead and get some footage of me halfway finishing it. That way you guys can see. And I'll be good to go. So, there it is. It's poured slab. It's got rebar. I stuck the rebar in there. That way the top step will stick to it. It'll all tie in together with the little ties. So, just because that's kind of what I had laying around. I just jammed them in there. One of them I hit one of the blocks down in there, so I had to move it over a little bit, but no biggie. This block I actually think looks better than the other block due to the fact that I had the sponge. This is like a tile sponge. So I didn't clean off the block on like there or there. Just kind of let it go. Over here, once I was done, I did a wet sponge to smooth out the edges and fill in a little bit better. And it actually made some of the grout, or not grout, mortar mix stick a little bit better. So, that's pretty much the gist of it. So I'm going to brush this here shortly. I'll pick it back up when I get to do that. So, yeah, pick it back up in a minute. But yeah, this is pretty much an update for, I'm tacking this on the back end of the video for the steps. I made the steps, started filming for it, and then I only made the one, had to wait for the front. Well, when I poured mortar for the retaining wall up front, I had a bunch left over, so I went ahead and laid the steps here. This is not something that was high on my priority list, but I got it done. So, I only had 3 bags of concrete laying here around. I didn't think it was enough, so yesterday I bought 2 more. Well, come to find out, to fill this, because I put rubble down in it first, I only needed 2 bags of concrete. And had, like a gallon worth of freaking, not even a half a gallon of concrete left over. But, like I said, I wanted you guys to see my stairs, so that way I could at least finish editing and that video that I started shooting a long time ago, and you could get a good look at these stairs. So literally I just chalked the line, stood them all up, and put rubble down inside the bottom, and then when I did across, put rebar, and then did the same basically on top. So, works for what I need.